Okay, we have Erin here with a completed color, and I'm about to start the haircut. With the haircut, I'm going to start through the sides with a line that emphasizes the cheekbone. I'm going to work very graduated shape through the underneath. I'm going to start with horizontal sections, which is going to help me establish the line. So fingers length, right on the cheekbone. I do like to just work with the bone structure, so my fingers can actually feel the line of the cheek. And I'll establish my line, the start of my line here. Because it's in the fingers, it'll be slightly graduated, and I'll work the line later dry to a cleaner point. Each section is going to slowly move up the head and slightly pivot. Very small, very clean sections to really control the hair in this small area in front of the ear. So I've gone from very horizontal, and just gracefully and gradually the sections will pivot. This is graduation, inspired by a very classical Sassoon haircut called the Firefly. It's two haircuts actually. One is called the Firefly and the other was a Gigi. Once you get to a point high enough in the temple, you're going to take your section clear through to the back of the head. I think a good thing to remember, and what will really help you to work very cleanly, is to section with the wide teeth of the comb and actually cut the hair with the small teeth. And you can see you just get a really clear, clean section. The section should mirror the geometry, and what we mean simply by that is the shape that we want to enhance or have into the haircut. Quite low, quite heavy, each section elevating slightly higher, but still staying very, very horizontal. Once I get to the ear, I'm going to work a little bit more on the diagonal. Just gradually, gracefully following the head shape in. Right through to the hairline. This area will all be barbered later, so taking it in a comfortable way, tight to the finger's length. And not so much tension that you wind up later with a dry, really irregular shape, because then that's more work that you have with your scissor over comb. So heavier graduation through the front. I'm going to work through a few more sections so you can see the weight line. And at this stage of the game, what I'll do is only work with the previous and the new section. Get all the hair clean out of the way. Section through here. This will allow me to start elevating a little bit more. Kind of think of it like that. One finger off the skin, next section 2 fingers, next section 3 fingers. So you're gracefully elevating. Use whatever you can to create a consistent elevation with graduation. First section was close on the skin. Second section, I'm now on my third section. You can see just it gradually elevating. So consistency in how you comb the hair is key. So if you notice, I always lift from the underneath and comb down, what I call the last comb, the comb right before you cut the hair. Comb down, set your graduation in, do that the same way all the way through, graduation builds really beautifully, opposed to up, down, and what I'd say inconsistently. So you see at the back of the head, the sections are much more vertical. What that allows me to do is allow the weight to kind of be higher up on the head shape, lighter, softer, more head hugging, less of a heavy weight line. Okay, so I'll work through. I'm going to show you right to where. So basically the recession area across the back of the head, just before you hit the mastoid on the other side. And I'll continue working this through until I complete the underneath shape on this side. Let me show you the sectioning pattern all the way through to the other side. So this would be my first side, continuing in the same manner. So weight from the corner of the eye. As you come back, you slightly pivot. I'm going to build up a higher point through the center back, coming back in. Okay, so we're at a point of completion with the underneath of the haircut. I've completed the whole first side. You can see that the weight line built up a little bit heavier through the front, and then because of the section being more vertical, the weight just being a little softer and higher up on the bone structure. Completed that through, just crossing over the center back, and then started my second side, which I've duplicated in the same manner. Now I'm going to work through the fringe area, which will tie into the graduation. I want to work with a very heavy geometric shape in the edge, but I am going to work with my fingers, so the edge just has a very slight graduated shape. So diagonal across the head.